All right, it's a beautiful day in LA. I think it's like 70 degrees, 74 degrees. I'm going to hit up a few stores and see if I can find anything good today. First up is a Goodwill in North Hollywood. I don't typically thrift in this area. I have been here many times, but it's been a while since I've been here. So I'm gonna pop in and see what I can find. Okay, first up I went to jackets, and while I don't buy a lot of Gap, I thought this was very reminiscent of kind of the Sherpa Levi's jacket. It's a size large. I also liked that the Sherpa part wasn't fully lined, so it wasn't as bulky, but still had that look. They had this price pretty high, so I passed. But if I maybe could have bought this for $5, sold it for $25, $30, I may have picked it up, maybe worn it a few times. So here's Joe's. This is a brand that retails fairly high at, department stores, but I don't have much luck with on the resale market. I do love a good bomber jacket, but typically with brands like this, my thrift stores, Goodwills, and all thrift stores tend to mark them up. And sure enough, they marked this one pretty high. Also, I think this was a kid's size large, so I passed. Here's a brand, Luca. It's the part of the Wild Fang brand that I've sold quite a few times. It's kind of an androgynous brand with some really fun pieces. This isn't priced terribly. That's a pretty typical jacket price in Southern California, but it was just nothing too exciting, so I passed. Here is a cashmere equipment piece, and I love the green and black. It's not marked up. A lot of thrift stores don't know this brand, and it also doesn't do all that well, but it was shrunken. I passed. All right, I have a few items that I'm contemplating. So I found a little quiet corner in the Halloween section. First up is this really awesome vintage piece. I don't get excited about vintage very often, so when I find a vintage piece that I love, I get excited. So this has a little fun kind of side pockets all the way around. The brand is Raul Blanco, and pretty decent comps. This is a vintage size 12, not marked up. That's a great price. I do have a coupon for 20% off regular priced items, so that should bring it just under $5. And yeah, I will have a try on at the end of this video where I'll talk about comps for all these pieces as well. This one I thought would be really cute with leggings, especially for kind of fall. I liked the color scheme. I feel like I had looked up this brand before and I just can't read it very well. To be honest, I still couldn't quite figure it out. I looked at the RN number, and a lot of these are only selling for like $15, $20. So I passed on it, but I did think it would be kind of a cute style with some leggings. Just not worth it for me to take the chance. So next up is a Free People item. I pass on 90% of Free People items, but sometimes I find one that I feel like looking up in the store. This is Free People Movement, and it's a size small. It's pretty wrinkled, but it looked like it was in decent condition, and it fit me great. Again, I'll have a try on at the end of the video, but comps were surprising for this. A lot of these had sold for between 50 to 70, if not slightly more. So I thought it was a good price. Again, I probably paid about $8 for it. And I'm expecting about 50, but again, more info on these later in the video. This is a brand I've only sold, I believe, once, and it sold very quickly for me, so I was excited to see it again. The brand is called Ibex, and it's merino wool. And one thing I've learned with merino wool, cashmere, certain sensitive or what's the word? I can't think of it. Certain material contents, I tend to look for holes a little bit more regularly. So merino wool is one of those, but Ibex, women's size 6, not something I'm going to be able to really wear easily, but not a terrible price. And the last time I sold this, I want to say it was like 35 to 50, somewhere in that range. So I definitely thought it was worth picking that up, especially going into winter. All right, this is an item I decided to pass on, but some Pendleton items I will look up because I like the style. This is just a cute little fleece Pendleton. It does look like a modern Pendleton, not a vintage, just based off of the style. But I did think it was really cute. I thought it would be something that, would maybe have some demand, but the comps really were like around the 20 mark. So I didn't think it was worth paying $8 with my coupon to sell it for potentially 20. So I passed on that. I put everything back in the right spots after this, but again, I'm just trying to film in a corner. Here's a Smart Wool merino wool pullover. I like Smart Wool, but there's quite a bit on the market, and the last couple of pullovers I've tried to sell have not gone for too much money. So they also tend to get a little pilled. This one wasn't terrible, but I decided to pass on it. I just, I wasn't feeling it. It would have cost me, right about $6, a little more. And I left it behind. Here's an Eileen jacket. I didn't even look at the price. I was like, oh, it's XL, it's Eileen, it's got some texture, if you can see right there. And it was just kind of a sure thing that I thought, until I saw the price tag when I was putting it on the hanger. They had it marked for $25. Our Goodwills, there are certain times that they mark things up. 90% of the time they have pretty standard pricing, but yeah. Okay, I just ate lunch at In-N-Out. I am at a second store. It's another Goodwill. I'm gonna pop in here. I've had some mixed luck at this store. So we'll see what I can find. I'm primarily focusing on jackets and sweaters. I might pop into some other sections as well, but there is also another store just a few blocks from here. So I for sure know I'm gonna hit up 3 stores in this area and take you along. All right, first up, I went to, I don't know why I went to long sleeves, but I did. I think someone was in the jacket section. I found this rails top. It had this very subtle stripe on it, pretty basic. And while I do pick up rails occasionally, I tend to look for larger sizes, and that style just didn't excite me. This was actually a cute little Penfield jacket, but what happened there? I didn't even want to touch it, to be honest. But I liked the little teddy kind of fleece coat. If it was not, didn't have stuff on it, I maybe would have looked it up, but I just kind of walked away quickly. Here's a Barefoot Dreams, size large. And I don't really get excited about Barefoot Dreams. I pass on it a lot of times these days, but I didn't know this style. And so I decided to look up the number on the material tag, and it wasn't terribly priced. And surprisingly, this style, which I'll explain more later when I try it on, actually has comps around 50 to 60 for many of them. So I grabbed it. If you don't know, you can see a style number on most Barefoot Dreams items, and that really helps look it up, or helps you look it up in a store for comps. So I grabbed this one. I have a few other items. I was trying to film at a mirror, and it just didn't work out for me this day. Here's a little Hilo or Hilo Hattie. I think it's Hilo Hattie. Little muumuu dress, size XL. Man, I'm actually wearing this as I'm doing the voiceover now, and I don't want to take it off. It's so comfortable. So I grabbed this one. It cost me, a little over $7, and I should be able to sell that and find a new home. Here's a brand I've sold once before. I think it's called Oil Lily. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but the last time I sold this brand, it sold pretty quick and for, I think, almost $100. I should have looked this one up before leaving the store, because I probably will only get about $25-30 for it, but I really loved these front ties, and they have little side ties on the arms, and I just like the pop of color. So I grabbed it. It's not gonna be a huge profit for me, but I do think I can find it a great new home. Also, purple was the tag of the week, so that was 50% off. So I paid $4. This one I thought I was gonna grab for myself. I really love the color with, some jeans and my pair of little suede brown ankle boots. I thought that would be really cute, but I don't know. It looked a little short, so I passed on it. Here's an Eileen Fisher lightweight sweater top. It's a little boxy, it's a little short, but I really like the color. It felt nice, and I will try this on later in the video. I did grab it, and it's a great Eileen Fisher basic. So yeah. All right, I grabbed this one. I didn't recognize the brand. It says Boldano, but it looked like a little swim cover up. And when I turned over the material tag, it said 100% Turkish cotton. And it looked like it was in good condition. Looked a little oversized. It was a small medium, but I thought, I think I could squeeze into that. And I think it'd be pretty cute for a little cover up. So glad I picked it up. Comps are around 35, and a new brand for me to try. And it's a really cute style, fits me great. So let's go to the last store. All of these were pretty quick stops for me, but here is a little Lululemon lightweight jacket, kind of full zip jacket. They cut out the tag, but they left the size. So it's a US size 8, a little small for me, but I could wear it open. Here's the little Lululemon logo on the side, kind of hiding there. But I haven't sold the style. Looks like comps are right around 30. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. All right, here's a pair of really adorable heels, my size, so I can try them on. which I did in the store. They're a little snug, but really great quality. And I've sold this brand once before. It's called Pedro Garcia. I paid about $10 for these, but the last time I sold these, I think they sold for $60. Not the same style, but the brand. So I'm going to give them a shot again. I grabbed those. Here's a really cute pair of boots. I did not recognize the brand, but I absolutely loved the texture. Now I found quite a few comps, $50 to $60 for these exact boots, but they were in kind of more of a camel color. These dark brown, I didn't think it would have as much appeal. So that's the brand on the bottom. I didn't know much about it, but I decided to leave them behind. They were marked a little high, and yeah. Here are a pair of Vince shoes with these little tortoiseshell heels. I thought these were absolutely adorable, and I thought, I think I'm gonna give them a shot. But they had some toe marks on them. I didn't feel like cleaning them. The leather was a little wrinkled on top, and I honestly just decided it would be best if I passed. So I think that's it from the store. Let's go try on some stuff at home. Okay, it's a few days later. I'm gonna try on the thrift finds. I'm starting with my favorite item, and it does not fit, but at least it looks somewhat decent from the front. Also, if you're wondering about this house is kind of under construction. It will be for some time. I don't have a good place to film here yet, partly because not all my stuff's over. And so because it's a transitional period, I found this at a thrift store. It's signed, it looks old. I tried to do some research. Anyways, long story short, it's just sitting here on this table that normally isn't here because there's construction over there where it normally is. And I just wanted to see how I felt about it before hanging it up. So anyways, all right. This top is adorable. I don't find many vintage pieces that I just fall in love with. Now, I'm not buying these pieces for me. I'm buying these pieces to resell, but I still want to have a good feeling about a piece. This is a designer called Raul Blanco, I think. I'll write it on the screen since the tag is back here. I do have a tank top underneath. It cannot zip up. That is okay. It is a vintage size 12. You know, I think when I put it on the size 6 mannequin, it was a little roomy on that. So somewhere between a 6 and a modern day 6 and a modern day 12. That's probably where it would fit best. There is no stretch with this. This is silk. I absolutely love the sleeves. Some of his pieces can sell for 100 plus. I found a couple tops that were over 100, and I found quite a few more in the 30 to 50 range, 30 to 60 range. So I actually priced this a little high, even though it doesn't fit me. It is still a good size for a vintage piece. Again, I think this would probably be somewhere like an 8-10, depending on if someone had a chest or not. I think it's absolutely adorable. I am wearing a little tank underneath, but it has this little kind of goes up right here. And it just feels like quality. And it's just a lot of fun. While I know it's vintage, I think that this is kind of a classic, fun print. So this is the first item. Okay, do I think the boxy fit is the most flattering fit on all women? No, but I actually have an Eileen Fisher sweater, very similar length, very similar boxiness, and it's yellow, and I've worn it a bajillion times. I probably should sell it and just kind of move on from it, but this is just a comfortable fit. This is a silk cashmere blend. It feels nice and soft. I don't know if you can see the sleeves. It kind of pulls in at the wrist a little bit. I would say this is kind of in between a 3/4 length sleeve and a long sleeve, at least on me. So this is something where I feel like it could be dressed up or down. Comfort is really important, good quality. I love the color. So it's not the most flattering fit. It's just one of those Eileen fit, pieces that I feel like if you're an Eileen fan, you probably are drawn to these pieces as well. So this one, again, not for me, but hopefully I can find it a new home. It's a size large, Eileen, plenty of room this way, pretty short. But yeah, I think it's a cute one. Okay, so next up I have this little Lululemon. It's kind of a little lightweight jacket. This is full zip in the front. It doesn't zip on me because it's a size 8, so it is small on me, but I can at least wear it open. It is black on the sides and the back, and then it just has this kind of black and blue floral print, which is kind of nice. It does have little pockets right here, and when it's zipped, it kind of comes in a V-neck, which I kind of like. So again, this isn't my size, but I thought it was pretty cute, especially going into fall and winter. So Yeah. Okay, this one is definitely oversized. It's a size US small, fits me just fine. So it would be more oversized on a smaller medium. I was surprised by this one, but also kind of not surprised. When I saw it hanging and I saw it had this M, this 25, and then it says Movement. It's Free People Movement is the brand. I just kind of knew this has that kind of like sporty spice, kind of Letterman jacket look. It's also hooded. And then it has the little logo down here on the back of the Free People Movement logo. So it's really comfortable. It's very warm. A lot of the comps for these are like 50 to 100. So I can't remember. I think I priced mine at like 70-ish, and I'm hoping for 50, 60. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cute. Seems to be in good condition and versatile in sizing. So that's always nice. Also, I have 2 items that probably won't fit me, and I kind of knew that. But I thought I'd talk through them. The Ibex merino wool, little plaid, hooded pullover, or 1/4 zip, whatever. Anyways, I've done pretty well with this brand. I think the comps for this are like 35 to 40. So I'm hoping for about 35 for this. The last time I sold this brand, it sold very quickly for me, and we're going into the right season. This is a US size small. Could I squeeze into it? Probably. It's got stretch, but you know, it looks good on my US 6 mannequin, so that should be good enough. And then this one, I probably shouldn't have gotten, but the last time I sold this brand, I sold it for $99, and it was a sweater. And I learned about the brand. I was kind of in a hurry and leaving the store. I really thought this style was so adorable with the little front ties. If you watch a lot of like Amazon influencers, while I don't, support a lot of that fashion, just like fast fashion, a lot of them have been wearing these kind of like shirts with the little ties on the front. And I kind of thought this had this look, but this is a vintage piece. So I thought it was pretty adorable. Red is great for, Christmas time, festivities, goes into, Valentine's Day, or really any time if you are just drawn to red. So I thought this was pretty adorable. It's a size 40 vintage. I think that equates to a size 10, but it's not stretchy, and it wasn't too much bigger than my size 6 mannequin. So I think this would probably be like a good medium size, but I think it's pretty cute. So comps for this, unfortunately, probably only 25, 30, which still not bad. I would be happy with that. A lot of items, sweaters specifically from this brand, can do much better. So that brand, Oil Lily, I don't know how to say it, but there we go. It's stormy outside where I live, so it definitely feels like a barefoot dreams kind of morning. Again, I would be wearing this with yoga pants and a t-shirt, not jeans and heels. But this one I actually almost passed on, but I hadn't seen the style before. I looked up the number on the material tag, and I found quite a few comps that were between 50 to 80. This is called, some of them even slightly more. This is called the California coat. So it's Barefoot Dreams. It's got pockets. It is hooded, and it's not the softest Barefoot Dreams, but it's like I have sold something of this similar material content. It's just slightly different material content. It's still very soft and cozy, but I was really quite surprised because a lot of Barefoot for me is selling for the 35-ish range these days and taking a while to sell, just because there's more on the market, supply and demand. But this is a size large, I believe, and it's obviously very relaxed, very cozy, good mid-length, and a new style for me to try. So I decided to pick it up, and I think I'm actually expecting for about 50, maybe up to 60 for this. So that would be awesome. Okay, this is a swim cover-up, and I am not wearing a swimsuit underneath, but how cute is this? This is technically a small medium, but it fits me just fine with plenty of room. So I think it's supposed to be a relaxed fit. It does have some slits on the side, kind of typical of a beach cover-up. I didn't recognize this brand, Baldano or something like that, but I saw that it was 100% Turkish cotton. So that kind of stood out to me. I liked the fact that it had the little hood. I liked the color, kind of the gray with the little blue undertones, has little pockets. I loved the stripes. So I think this is an absolutely adorable cover-up for the beach, for the pool. And I found one comp in a different color, and it was, I think, 35. I think it was 35. Anyways, so I priced, I think, $45. I'm hoping for right around $35 as well. And it's cute. It's very cute. So if you're one of those people that has summer year round, even though we're going into winter, this would still be a great item. And again, oversized. All right, and if you're one of those people that goes to Hawaii during the winter, I've got you for a muumuu. This is, I think I said it wrong before, Hilo Hattie, or Hilo, I think I've said Hilo Hattie, and it's Hilo Hattie. Anyways, it's a Hawaiian brand. Some of it is vintage, some of it is more contemporary. This is a contemporary piece. I think they still sell it on alohaoutlet.com, but I loved the color scheme. Love the short sleeve, love the neckline. It's an XL, lots of room, like a muumuu should be. It's got pockets. How cute, with just some flip-flops, you know, running around Hawaii. Or if you're just dreaming of Hawaii this summer and you want a house dress, I think, you know, this would be great for a lot of things, but absolutely adorable. I don't pick up this brand very often, but this was an XL. And again, I just like the color scheme. And so I grabbed it. Comps for this are right around 30. So hopefully I get 30, maybe 35, and I think it's pretty adorable. So that is, I think, it for this little haul. I wanted to try stuff on, see how it fits, improve my listing descriptions. So be sure to hit the thumbs up, and I will be back next week with another video. Bye.